It's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the support as always. But unfortunately, my friends, I come to you this morning with a grave and dire issue. Coffee is delicious. A grave situation. I think this is a situation that's been around for far too long, and it is time to call Wargaming out. Bring them to heel to account for the overpowered vehicles that they put in this game. We have an example here of one that needs to be nerfed pretty much immediately. I don't know how it got so far in the game. I don't know why they continue to allow it to walk all over the other vehicles in the game, over the other tanks. This is a tank so powerful, so good, that anybody can just jump in this thing and dominate. We are here in a tier 9 and 8 battle, and we are just going to watch something here that happens daily in this game. This vehicle needs to be nerfed. Now, I think you probably know what I'm talking about, and no, it is not the Defender, nor it is the Progetto. It is not the double-barreled Soviet tanks. It is not even the Gisor or the Bisonte. That's right, folks. This vehicle, this tank, supposed tank that has been running roughshod, rampant across the fields of World of Tanks, destroying everything in its wake, to include the game, the downfall of World of Tanks. This tank is, of course, the Marbrecher. A tank with a bike. A tank that is so powerful, so destructive, so unbalanced, so OP, game-breaking, that it needs to be removed pretty much immediately. It looks like a mouse that has anorexia. Maybe I shouldn't say that because that's probably not a nice word to say. I don't know anymore. But regardless of what expletive you call this tank with the bike, I think we all know that it needs to be removed. And I'm going to show you exactly why, because Mad Dog, the first of his name, may he reign in peace or war, whatever, is going to drive this thing into the city of Lakeville and start crushing the competition. Look at the speed of this tank. It's probably scaring the Sturb. Look, the Sturb got out of his way. I would have too. The Marbrecher is coming through, and it is about to Marbrek your face. Here we go. Look at the accuracy on this bad boy. I think we're just going to kind of pick out a little shot there. That was pretty bad for RNG. Usually those shots hit immediately, but there you go. The first evidence of the overpowered nature of this tank. It bounced that shot from the 12T. I think we can all agree there that that's just simply ridiculous. 12T should have penetrated the Marbrecher. It's not like this thing is known for armor. Alright. It is all about the speed and the gun. So we're just going to take a little Amy Ooh in here. And Amy Lou kind of stare down this 12T, because the first thing we need to do is make sure that 12T does not cause any problems in the middle of the map. Mad Dog is very aware that if that 12T is allowed to stay, all of that little blind fire probably hit him. I bet he 800 damage or so, more than likely. So we wisely pin down the 12T, and that's going to open up the ability to move into the city unopposed with the domination of the Marbrecher. You might say, ooh, there's an E75. Mad Dog doesn't care, because he is still attempting to pin down the 12T, but decides to allow him to live. Alright, so in this case, you're going to allow a tank to live just out of sheer magnanimity, and maybe the 6x6 as well. He's just going to allow to get behind. Normally you would just put on the turbojets, run that thing down and kill it, but he says, you know what, T30, ISU 152, Sturb 103, and E75, why don't you guys, oh, I forgot about the AMX30, take care of my light work. And they do, finally. So the Marbrecher has come in to break their face in the city. Look at Mad Dog doing a little side scrape. It's not like you have to side scrape with one of these. Malshin, nobody cares. See what I'm saying? Nobody... Oh, wait. Okay, we got to bounce. That was RNG, probably ripping off. Probably because I would say that this tank is so powerful, there's already a few nerfs, secret nerfs more than likely, that Wargaming has not let anyone know about. So occasionally you will not get a pen or a bounce, but the majority of the time, every time you fire the gun of the Marbreaker, it will penetrate and be somewhere around max damage. So we're just going to go ahead and wait to take a shot. See what I'm saying? It just simply always goes into the weak spot. The accuracy is amazing. Also, the overpowered armor. Look at this. We've already bounced 1,190 damage. It's completely cheap. There's no way to actually hurt this thing. Look at the reload on it. The Suma knows he's doomed. He's just trying to break modules now. That's his only hope. If I can only just break a few modules, kill some crew members, then perhaps I'll be able to defeat the Marbreaker. But as we all know, that rarely happens. That's a low percentage play, attempting to do that kind of thing with a Marbreaker. So Wargaming is really going to have to do some more secret nerfs, or maybe just remove it from the game. It's a good thing there's no auto loader on it. Also, it's maybe big enough to put a FV-305 kind of embedded in the back deck. You could lob some missiles or lob some artillery, a couple mortars as you're playing. It's a good thing. That was all in the plan before, but they realized the tank was too good. So in Super Test, they took those kind of things out. So we're just going to side scrape in here and lock down the entire city. All we need to defeat most of their team is a Marbreaker, an E-75, and a Tiger II. The rest of it we do not need. Really, once you add the E-75, it's slight overkill, because the Marbreaker has it locked down. The poor Malshin is thinking, well, I'm a tech tree Marbreaker. But the Marbreaker says, you're a sad facsimile of a Marbreaker. Malshin, nice try. Yes, you're tier 9, but you are not a Marbreaker. Okay, so that actually destroyed 14 buildings behind the Malshin that Mad Dog did not want there. Look, even HE cannot hurt the Marbreaker. Shrugs it off. Does not care. Look, see what I'm talking about? Malshin? Nobody cares about a sad facsimile fake Marbreaker like the Malshin. Nobody cares about that. Probably a hack. The Malshin did penetrate, I will admit. But more than likely a hack of some kind. A wall hack, I would imagine, or might have been an aimbot of some kind. Also, possibly have hacked into the server. So that's really the only way that a Malshin is going to be able to pen a Marbreaker most of the time, or spamming gold, and then you just get those cheap RNG moments that are completely lucky. And probably see that. Not even an E-75 can do anything to a Marbreaker. Don't mind that the E-75 is actually firing the small gun. A sad facsimile of an actual E-75. Maybe one of the saddest things I've seen in the game in a long time is somebody driving an E-75 with the 280 Alpha gun. Wisely, he is attempting to hide from the Marbreaker, but the Marbreaker doesn't care, and he fires some HE, I think. I don't know why. Perhaps, more than likely, what Mad Dog is doing is he's playing with his food here. He knows this is all but over, and in order to extend the battle just a little bit, he's going to fire some HE just to kind of keep that poor small gun, little sad E-75 in the game a little while longer. But I think it might be all over. Are we going to snipe the hatch? Potentially, yes. The vaunted accuracy, the amazing, overpowered ability of the Marbreaker. And he wrecks that guy's face. And now I am feeling very sad for the Object 257, as he is doomed because the Marbreaker gave him a stay of execution for just a moment. And now we are basically clean up on aisle 2, as if this game was really a match to begin with. Again, playing a little bit with this food there, and boom, gets tracked by an STA-1 who has virtually no hope of ever penetrating anywhere on the overpowered hide, the strong rhinoceros skin of the Mauerbrecher, which is completely unstoppable as a tank. There is no way you can actually defeat this. Usually what you do there with the Mauerbrecher is you shoot through the building, but it looks like Mad Dog decided to just let that guy go. That was a warning shot, more than likely. Kind of just saying, look guys, I'm in town. You really don't want to throw your tanks away, so I'll just kind of shoot a little bit short. And but they didn't leave, did they? They didn't. They kept coming. They just kept driving on the Mauerbrecher's road. He's claimed dominance. That's what the circles mean with the Mauerbrecher. Everything within the outside circle on the map with the Mauerbrecher means that it owns that general area, and you are not allowed unless you have permission to come inside of that area. And you'll notice that he's cleared out most of the tanks that were in the circle area, the big one, the outside orange or yellow one. And unfortunately, the RHM has made a mistake and has also decided to enter the circle of domination. So perhaps they're potentially okay. So his helpers are taking care of his light work, and RHM does not have enough armor to actually, you know, justify taking a Mauerbrecher shot. But the JT does. The JT has armor. This is a worthy foe with Mauerbrecher, so we'll just shut him down and send him back to guards. He also made the mistake of staying inside the circle, and now there's a Caernarvon AX. So no one on this team kind of understands the hierarchy, the forms of battle when dealing with the Mauerbrecher, and that you do not enter into the circle. I don't know how many of them he has to kill before they understand that they really do need to stay out of the Mauerbrecher's domain, which is really the whole game, to be quite honest, the whole game. The RHM is still lurking around, and now we're just toying with the Caernarvon. Does he want to come around the corner and take a little poke? Maybe try to break the bike. See the bike? That's how powerful this tank is. See that bike? Not a single scratch on that bike. And they just hang the bike on the side, just asking people to take a shot at it. Saying, you know, I have a bike you might be able to break, but I think you're not good enough to even break the bike. Or this stuff on the back here. So watch this. We're just going to kind of sneak around here. We got 16 seconds. We're going to actually go after him. No, we're just toying with him. We're just toying with him. If he wants to come out and face the dragon, face the Mauerbrecher, then he can. But I think he's afraid. I really do. Oh, there he goes. He has come out. And we're playing with our food some more, but we've won. This is basically a stay of execution. That's what you do with the Mauerbrecher at the end of the game. Instead of actually killing everyone and making 15 people on the enemy team feel bad, you leave it at 13. Or if you do correct math, maybe even 12. One of those two numbers is fine. You can go with either one of those. And much like the Spartans would do, they send 2 or 3 survivors back and tell the rest of the red guys that are waiting over there, do not F with me again. Because if you do, I'm bringing the Mauerbrecher back into another battle, and I will Mauerbrecher your face. And you know, this is what I'm talking about, folks. We do have to nerf this vehicle. He just drove around randomly, you know, dominating with his circle of dominance, daring anybody. Tier 9 didn't matter. Sad gun E75 didn't matter. Sad fake Tier 9 Mauerbrecher Malchen didn't matter. Just completely dominated. 3,527 damage, 2,610 bounce. That's like carrying another 7 Mauerbrechers with him, which of course, as we all know, would be ridiculous. Most games already have 7 Mauerbrechers. I know you've seen this. Everybody plays these things all the time. 672 assists with 4 kills. Mad Dog, I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention. I know we all see it every day. The Mauerbrecher just driving around, killing everything in sight, especially Tier 9, you know, posers like Sad E75 and low budget Mauerbrecher Malchen guy. And, you know, it's frustrating when you're in a Tier 9 and this thing shows up and just kind of stomps you in the face, then plays around and gives you crits, warning shots and stuff. Makes you want to stop playing the game. So I get it. I will be sending a petition to Wargaming to remove this tank pretty soon. So I hope you guys sign it. We'll have a couple more videos coming out. In fact, it'll probably be Marbreaker week here pretty soon, where I will delve into the design flaws and fallacies of game design around a tank like this, and then unleashing it into your ecosystem, which I think was a huge mistake by Wargaming. Is probably going to be the end of the game. Really, within, I estimate, 3 to 4 months, games will be 107% Marbreakers, because there'll be another 7% waiting in queue that just couldn't get into all the games, as people are trying to jump in onto the Marbreaker bus. So I'm pretty sure you guys all agree with me. Just let me know down in the comments what we could do. I like to sometimes crowdsource my ideas out there. I'll ask you guys your opinion. Not that I care about any of it, but you know, just to make myself feel good. So send me your opinion on this. How do we stop this kind of domination? And maybe we just start. If I give Wargaming kind of a small piece of advice, we just start with allowing people to be able to damage the bike, to kind of bring down the armor a little bit at that portion of the turret. I think that's a good balancing factor. If we just do that first, then you can start working with the rest of the Marbreakers numbers. But just absolute domination. I mean, look at this sexy beast. All right, that's all I've got, guys. You know, someone has to be the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling it like it is with this. All right, folks. So you know, don't get mad just because Marbreakers are breaking the game apart. You can get on the train, or we can try to do something. Right? So let's try to do something. That's all I've got, guys. I know it's a sad day. Take care.